Okay, this is a little bit of a follow-up video for the Salt review, because I basically made that review as soon as I got back from watching the movie. I didn't have enough time to process it fully, and I don't think I mentioned like the biggest plot hole in the entire film, which is how she gets infiltrated. Basically, there winds up being this American family that they're teachers at the U.S. Embassy. Uh, and they get into a car crash and die. And the cover is their daughter survived. It's implied. Now this is the problem. They don't actually clearly say the daughter died, but it's implied that she was trained, that the real daughter died, and they replaced her with the Russian Salt agent, who has been trained since whatever age, since birth actually, to be a spy. Uh, Bit of a big plot hole here. Yeah, her family was teaching at the embassy, so obviously people at the embassy had met the daughter, uh, and this must have been the day of where they infiltrated this kid. To send her, I guess, back to America. Wouldn't anybody at the embassy notice it wasn't the same? She wasn't the same child. I mean, she could look generally like it. She put some bandages on her face, but you need more than that. Somebody is gonna freaking talk to this kid before they send her back, because obviously someone there knew the parents. She was probably in the same classrooms. If there's therefore implied that there are teachers at the embassy to teach children there, other kids she was friends with. Wouldn't they notice she has a different voice? You're not changing that quickly, and this was supposedly back in the 70s, so they probably didn't have a ton of voice files on hand, especially if they're infiltrating this quickly. Uh, Another big ass problem, you know. She also, I mean, she how to put this? Think about this. She also doesn't know any of the history of this kid. Obviously, the small little details in everyday conversation. If somebody in the embassy went, "Oh, did you want to get your Barbie? I have a Barbie," something along those lines. Just the small facts that you can just infiltrate easily. And when she gets back to the States, nobody knows this family at all. She doesn't have any distant relatives, friends. Is she just raised in an orphanage? I mean, what? And if that was the case, how did they know she was going to get educated? I mean, think about it. She was being sent. You're going to go train. You're going to work for CIA. Yeah, well, how did they really know if she's being sent back? She's going to get the opportunity. You're going to go to Princeton. How did they know she was going to be able to get into Princeton? Unless there was a stable family she was going to be sent back and raised by. They didn't mention that. Obviously, if they were supposed to go back and be raised by a family, then I don't know. They would probably notice that this wasn't their niece, nephew, or granddaughter. Really? I mean, think about that one there. Her education could have just been blown if she was thrown in the foster system and picked up by some drunks. Massive giant plot hole that's not explained. Was she put with other Russian agents living in the United States in order to give her a better cover? If that was the case, why didn't they just, I don't know, train that kid brought in through there? Why have to do this stupid cover? I mean, really, think about it. Because, I mean, the CIA is going to trace your family history to see if they check out. So if they could... The giant ass plot hole! Hello! Really, it doesn't make any sense. It's so obvious that would be caught. The other thing, okay, did they kill the parents? Did the Russians plan on killing these parents? Or was this a last minute thing? Like, oh, here's an opportunity. They were killed in a car crash. Let's say the daughter survived. Okay, if they did that, it'd be nice if they told us that, but we're kind of just left to assume that the daughter happened. It was a crash. They saw the opportunity and they stuck the kid in. So that means if that was the case, because we basically have it looked like they just did this within an hour or two. This car crash, there was a U.S. Embassy person there to pick up the child. If that was the case, then the kid had absolutely no prep. So you're seeing my giant plot hole with this movie. This is like the biggest among the ton of other plot holes. Uh, the more I'm thinking about it, the more this movie is just bad. I know before I just gave it a don't recommend, not recommend it. I guess I still somewhat stand by that, but it's bad. It's so bad. You can still watch it, like I said, for the action, but I mean, it was bad enough that after I thought about it, I had to do this follow-up video because after listening through it, I didn't do a good job of explaining the giant plot holes in that film, and I'm not about to go through all of them because there's just too many. But there's that one is a perfect example. Signing off.